Hello everyone. Well, it's been a year since I got the Peloton bike. Been through lots of rides, personal records, software updates. I feel like I've been through everything the Peloton has to offer. And when I got it, I loved it. But do I still love it? Today I cover my thoughts on the first year, my favorite features, and if I think you should buy one. Stick around. So it's been a whole year. One thing I think we have to talk about is the quality of the bike, or how well it's held up over the course of a year. And the best way to quantify that is to talk about all the different issues I've had. So problems with the bike itself, problems with software, and problems with network streaming. Let's start with, I'm just messing around. It has not had a single issue. It has been flawless, 0 issues. So if you're concerned about the quality of the bike, I know most people have good luck with them. There are issues that happen. Everything can break. But overall, most people have had good experiences. I have not had one single issue. Everything has always worked every time I went to use it. It's been great. So if you're new to this channel, we cover the Peloton bike, how to be healthier, and how to lose weight. So to know when new content comes out, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Also hit that like button to help us out and share this video out to anybody that you think may benefit from it. So one of my goals in this video is to give you different viewpoints, just to kind of help you hopefully relate on a couple of those. So that way when you're thinking, am I going to buy this? Is this the right decision for me? A couple of these will hit home and it'll help you decide if you think it's right for you or not. And one of the things I want to cover is, if I were to go back, now that I know what I know after having the Peloton for a year, would I still buy this, knowing what I know now? If I had my money back and I had that opportunity to make a decision again, buy it or save my money and do something else with it, what would I do? Would I buy the Peloton again for me personally? Absolutely. The thing has been great. The only thing I have a gripe with is myself. I should have rode it more. You know, I mixed in a lot of other exercises, so it wasn't like I was being completely lazy. But in a year, I got about 60 rides in, and if that's just not going to justify the cost of it. You need to ride it more than that, in my opinion. So I'm already increasing that, and next year I'll hopefully double that or a little bit more and then mix in other workouts and I'll have a nice balance. So I think that's going to be great. But one thing I did want to cover on the topic of going back and buying this, and I think a lot of people might be able to relate to this. The Peloton is very exciting. When you see the commercials and you realize how many things there is to it and how exciting of a workout it can be, you get really excited, and that's what I did. When I first looked at the Peloton, I wanted it so bad. I talked to my wife. I was like, I'm going to figure out a way to make this work. I want it so bad. I eventually talked myself out of it, and I told myself, you're going to wait a year. If after a year you still absolutely want this thing, then you'll try to figure out a way to do it. Well, a year goes by, and I still want it. I want it bad. Well, my fear at that point was, and I think a lot of people might understand this, is it's kind of like when you know a movie's coming out. Something you've been really excited for, and then you just think this could be the most amazing movie in the world, and you don't think anything could top it. And then you go to the movie and you watch it, and you come out and you're like, well, it was okay. Because you got so pumped up for it that you thought, this is going to be amazing every second, start to finish. And you got yourself too amped up to the point where you're kind of let down. And I think a lot of people maybe get worried about that with the Peloton. I am so amped up. I think this thing's going to be so amazing that when I get it home, I'll be like, oh yeah, it's cool, but maybe I got myself oversold and now I made a mistake and I spent all that money. I know I felt that way before I bought it. Now that I've had it for a year, do I still feel that way? Well, I can tell you this. Every time I get the opportunity to go ride it, I am very happy. I am very excited that I get to go do a ride. I enjoy it. Every ride is a little different. So throw that one out the window. I don't think too many people will do that. You do get buyer's anxiety when you buy it just because you know you kind of made a large investment. If, unless finances are absolutely no issue for you. But that's the only thing. I'd throw it out the window. If you've done your homework, be happy about it. You're making an investment in yourself. But not an issue. I'm very, very happy I got it. And I would buy it again. So keeping a theme of things you may be able to relate to help you decide if you want to purchase this or not, I want to talk about my favorite features. A lot of times when you buy a piece of exercise equipment, what you buy and then put in your house is going to be the same thing day one as it is in 10 years. And one thing I don't hear a lot of people talk about with the Peloton is that it's software. I mean, yes, it's a piece of machinery, it's a piece of exercise equipment, but that tablet has the Peloton ecosystem on it. And one of my favorite things is that, you buy it, you got, whatever it does on it and you're enjoying it. And then a month later you turn it on, you go to do a workout and you're like, oh, it does that now? That is awesome. And some cool new features out there. And it just suddenly does something that, you didn't even think of before, or maybe that you wanted has been implemented, but it's always changing. It gets new features. A lot of things have been added since I bought this bike. It does a lot more than it originally did. They have a lot of different kinds of content. When you're watching the screen, there's different pieces of information, things like you can high five people. There's just interactive things that keep it exciting. So it's always improving. That's pretty cool to me. I think that's really neat. So another great thing is the options when you're riding. When you look at this, you think, yeah, it's an exercise bike. You sit there, you pedal. And if I didn't have a Peloton, I would think it would be that simple because you wouldn't think it really would change that much. But the cool thing with the whole interactive vibe of the Peloton is that you have different instructors that each have their own personalities that may mesh with you or don't. You can kind of over time find who you like the most and who really can push you hard or get you just motivated to keep going. There's also different ride types, and each instructor will do multiple types of ride types. How much time you're in saddle versus out, how frequent you do hard pushes and then you get breaks. Just a lot of different things. If you're going to do arms during your workout or if it's just strictly riding. And you'd be amazed at how much, it changes from ride to ride. So when you're looking through what am I going to do today and you're picking options, you can filter down to I want to do this type of ride, and there are a lot of options. So it keeps it interesting, and you don't ever feel like maybe you're stuck into something that you don't like. You're going to be able to find something you do like, and you're also going to be able to mix it up just to keep it interesting. So that's pretty neat for just being a bike. So last is just the ability to hook up external devices. I've talked about the Scosche heart rate monitor in other videos. I've also talked about the wireless headphones. But what I want to discuss I haven't really got to in the past is how you create your own little world or your own little zone that you can get to when you ride the bike. A lot of workouts, outside of the Peloton are noisy. Working out is noisy. When you get on the Peloton, if you're wearing the headphones and you have the heart rate monitor on, you have a ton of information sitting there in front of you, which some people, maybe that's not a big key. Maybe that's not a selling point to you. But I love seeing where my heart rate's at, what zone it's in, how fast I'm pedaling, what my overall power output is, where I'm at on the leaderboard, and trying to maybe pass some people and work my way up into the top, third of the people or top 10% or something like that, and challenge myself. That is very neat. But also, when you're wearing those headphones, this bike is very quiet. You're not making any noise. There's no speakers going. And you are able to do a hardcore workout and not make a sound. Everybody in your house can be sleeping away or enjoying what they're doing, and you're not bugging them at all. I think that's pretty amazing. It's truly neat. So just being able to kind of create your own little zone there and be into something without making a bit of noise. Pretty cool. It really is. So the grand finale. Do I think you should buy a Peloton? Well, the Peloton is a want, not a need. So if buying the Peloton puts you in financial hardship or anywhere near it, I would say no. Now, I'm not one to put a price on improving your health. I think that's one of the more important things that you can do in life. Living healthy, happy, and having lots of energy can just make, every day that much more enjoyable. But you also have to consider your finances, and there are a lot of options out there that are much cheaper that you can still get a great workout. So don't feel like the Peloton is your only option if you're not in a financial situation to get it right now. There's always down the road. Now, if we take money out of this, just talk strictly about the bike, the experience, the quality, things like that. Money's not really an issue for you. You have what you need to do this without putting yourself into a financial hardship. Do I recommend it? Do I think you should buy it? Well, if you think you would use it and use it enough to make it worthwhile, yeah, it's a great exercise. It's probably pretty evident based on how I've talked about it throughout the video and if you've watched my other videos, but it is one heck of a workout. It is exciting. It keeps you motivated. There's so many things about it that are just really neat and keeps you wanting to come back. Now, you really need to dig deep and ask yourself if you're really going to use this thing. I'd hate to see anybody spend this kind of money and it turns into something that you just throw your wet clothes on. It's a really nice piece of machinery. Don't waste your money. I would hate to see that. But if you're motivated, you're ready to do it, you've told yourself, I'm going to make this happen, and you're going to do it. Is this a good exercise? Is this something that at home allows you just to push yourself to levels you didn't think you would do at home? Yes, it is amazing. And everybody always talks about how they're a sweaty mess afterwards. how you better not put this on hardwood floors because it's going to be so wet underneath you that you're going to ruin the floors. And to be honest, that's pretty true. It is that good of a workout. And I'll give you one example. It has multiple different ways to ride. You can do what's called a just ride, where you push yourself and it basically just becomes like a regular exercise bike. It will tell you how fast you're spinning, what your output is, but there's no instructor guidance. There's nothing except for yourself on how hard you're going to push yourself. It becomes a regular exercise bike. And when I do that, my output, even when I'm trying to push myself, is nothing close to the instructor-led courses. When you get in those instructor-led courses, they pump you up. The leaderboard, at least for me, really gets me motivated. I'll see people pass me and then I'll pass them back and then I'll pass, we keep going back and forth and I'm like, I'm going to stay ahead of them. I got to beat them. And just, that is exciting. And then when the ride's over and I look back and I go, oh my gosh, I just set a new personal record. Another thing that I'm really focused on, that's really neat to do, when you're riding, it will show you, here's your personal record for, a 30-minute ride or whatever ride you did. And then it will show you real time, am I ahead of that? Am I trending ahead of that or am I behind it? And you can try to catch that. There are so many things that keep you pushing yourself to try to beat something or go get something. There's badges you can earn. There's so many things that appeal to so many different personality types. So yeah, this bike is pretty cool. I highly recommend it. It's not for anybody. Again, I don't want anybody to ever make a financial decision like this that puts them in a bad spot. But if you're in the means to do it and you'd use it, go get it. Now, Peloton or not, if you're watching this video this far in, that means you're interested in improving your health or doing something. So go make that happen. If it's not the Peloton, if you don't have the money to do it right now, find something else. There are other exercise bikes that you can pair with the Peloton app. I got a video for that as well. Or anything else. Figure out something that works for you that's within your cost option, but go take care of your health. That is super important, so go get it. But again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. But until next time, here's to a healthier you, and have a good one.